Hi, and welcome to another Moose Court. Today, we're in Judge Middleton's small claims court, and a mother is suing her son to pay back a loan she gave him. This should be interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments. Here we go.
The matter we're about to address is Anita Clements versus Richard Kuhan and Danielle Williamson. Richard Kuhan is here. Is Miss Williamson there with you?
She's here, yes.
All right, Miss Williamson, can you say hello?
Your Honor, I'm here, but I was not personally served, so I have nothing to do with this case.
Well, you're here now. So I'm going to ask you both to please raise your right hand, and Miss Clements, will you raise yours? You will swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give here will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I do.
Yeah.
Although she was not personally served, she is present, and this is small claims court. So she's advised of all the rights that I'm about to do. She's sworn and she's a party to this lawsuit. All right, let me explain where we are. We're all in the small claims division of the 3B District Court. This is a family matter, and I wish I wasn't here.
Me too.
But it's a claim for $2,000. Ms. Clements contends that she, on two separate occasions, lent $1,500 to the defendants, and the defendant is her son and his girlfriend.
Correct.
You contend that on November 16th, you lent him $1,500, and on December 30th, you lent him another $1,500 for a total of $3,000. Is that correct?
No, it's not. August 21st, he texted me for the first $1,500.
All right, it was August 21st. Okay.
Yes. And it was November 16th. I was personally asked when I went to stay with them.
All right. So you gave them $3,000. Now, as a part of this, you also moved into their house.
Yes. I went and stayed with them for about 6 weeks.
And you were to pay $250 a month in rent?
I offered them $500 and they said that was too much. They said $250 will be enough. And I paid them $250.
All right. So you paid November, but not December.
Correct.
All right. So, Mr. Kuhan, that's her claim that she lent you $3,000, you paid back $1,000, she may owe you $250 for rent. You countersued for a bunch of stuff you can't sue for in small claims court. You can't sue for defamation of character, slander, or financial distress in a small claims proceeding. They don't do tort cases in small claims court. It's strictly money. So she says she lent you $3,000, you paid back $1,000, and it appears she didn't pay December's rent. You go through a bunch of other stuff about how unpleasant the stay was while she was there. But what can you tell me about these loans?
So let's see. So most of these were before she moved in, and then she ended up moving in. She really didn't help with anything.
Well,
she did.
We'll get to that in a minute. Did she lend you $1,500 on November 16th?
Yes.
And did she lend you another $1,500 on August 21st?
That I'm not sure. But she did not send it to me. It was never sent to me, which is why I'm all confused. It wasn't sent to me. That's not my Cash App. I'm assuming it's my wife or my fiance's.
Miss Williamson?
Yes.
So did you get one of these $1,500 ones, Ms. Williamson?
I got them all. But I
All
never
right.
asked Anita for any money.
Okay. All right. So did you guys pay her back $1,000 after you got some sort of secured loan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. So we're arguing about $2,000. Now there's this also issue about $250 a month rent. So she paid November, but not December. All right, now, Mr. Kuhan, what are the other things you wanted to tell me?
The destroying our property that we rent. Our front yard was tore up with tire marks. I'm assuming she put her car up to our front door to load all of her stuff and like ripped up all of our grass. So we had to pay to fix that.
How much was that?
Brother here,
Oh yeah,
unemployed.
yep. Well, I don't even know, about 300 for the seed and everything else that we needed.
If you bought $300 worth of grass seed, you could grow 2 acres of property. How much? I don't want you to throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. I want you to tell me how much this cost.
We're not 100% sure. We're not done fixing it yet.
All right.
We work a lot.
Okay.
Sorry.
What
Sorry, Your
else
Honor.
is? You're fine.
She also left her unemployed brother with us that we had to take care of.
Who was an alcoholic?
All right. What else would you like me to know?
She called CPS on us for no reason. She called DHS on us for no reason. All of my stuff is under review. I have to say, Your Honor, that I work in healthcare, so I could potentially lose my job for what she's doing.
And that's in your pleadings. Then she responds back. I want to try to stay out of the weeds. This is family stuff, and frankly,
I
I'm
100%
embarrassed
agree.
to be here.
I
This is
am
a
too.
small claim. But she lent you money. You paid 1/3 of it back. It's offset by the rent she failed to pay. And you can't sue. You can sue for these things, I suppose, but you can't sue in small claims court for defamation, slander, those other things. They're hard to put money damages on. And they aren't compensable in a small claims proceeding. And so there's certainly lots of bad feeling. So, and it certainly didn't engender any good feeling. She's mad at you because you didn't pay the money. She turns you into CPS. She turns you into DHS for food stamp fraud. This other guy gets left there and you're got him, but I'm not sure she's liable for that in a legal sense.
Sorry, Your Honor. They had a choice to either remove him from the house or I would leave. He came home drunk, calling me an effing C word, like my son had called me. And so I gave him a choice. He leaves or I leave. And they didn't leave. They didn't make him leave, so I left.
We wanted you to leave.
Honor your own will.
All right.
We tried to work it out with everyone.
Tried, but everybody's so
the
hateful.
reason why we're here is because
Everybody's
of us
so
trying to
angry.
help her out. Of us trying to help her out, and now we're stuck with this. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but we can't give her things when we're not making money. We have no money. I'm still paying the bills off from when she left us. I mean, you
Okay.
can clearly see the gas bill went from $200 to $700. I can't afford that.
Because she was home here
All day long.
all day long while we're at work.
Your Honor,
She's
I
always
looked at the
complaining that
bills.
cold.
I looked at the bills, Your Honor, and I know how to add. So
Well,
I see
listen,
that.
I didn't ask you a question. I tried to
Sorry.
admonish everybody that we're in a court proceeding. We're not sitting around the kitchen table. But presumably for the privilege of living there, she was to pay rent, which would have, I guess, gone toward some of those other expenses. If you want to file a direct claim against her rather than a counterclaim, you can do that. but I find that she owes $2,000. You owe $2,000 less the 250, so he owes $1,750. Mr. Kuhan and Miss Williamson are liable for that amount.
Your Honor, I have a question. Technically, can she file in your county since this happened in Macomb County?
I was trying to determine this.
You can't.
She has a Marcellus address. This all went down in Roseville.
Macomb
Yes.
County, yes, Your Honor.
All right, jurisdiction is either Macomb County or here. And although her address is Marcellus, which is Cass County by mailing address, the property is this side of the county line out on M216. So perhaps I would have been really happy if this had been filed in Macomb County, but it was filed here and jurisdiction is at either end. Even though it is a Marcellus address, she's a St. Joseph County resident. So perhaps if you wish to file a direct lawsuit against her, you can file it in Macomb County. It won't be heard by a judge there. It would be heard by a magistrate. Anyway, the court costs are $192.50. $1,750 plus 192.50. $1,942.50. You have 30 days to pay this, or she can pursue collection. Now, if you wish to file a direct lawsuit for these other things, including gas bills or defamation or slander or those sorts of things, you can do that. Some of those things you probably could use an attorney's help. But if you want to sue just for money damages, you can do it in small claims in Macomb County or here in St. Joseph County. But I make a finding that there was a loan, two separate $1,500 loans, $1,000 repaid. December's rent was not paid, so I've deducted that. $1,750 plus cost, $1,942.50. And I'll send each of you a copy of that judgment.
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, I think Judge Middleton said he really didn't want to be there. Mom pretty much stayed on point. Not so much with son. He kept getting off in the weeds. He tries throwing everything he can at the wall to see if it sticks. That's a term that Judge Middleton used. And all that stuff that son and girlfriend were coming up with really didn't matter at the end of the day. He owed the money, and judge ruled in favor of mom. So let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.